This recording is to support investigation 3. I'm going to look at the Rossman chance applets, and I'm going to work backwards from how your investigation goes. I'm going to go to this theory-based interval first and theory-based inference applet first. And I'm just making up a situation where we have a sample size of 450 and our statistic is 135 out of 450 or 0.3. And then I hit calculate and checked this confidence level for 95%. And so I have a confidence interval of 0.2577 to 0.34. So I picked a big set of data so that this should be a pretty reasonable approximation of the number. So I'm going to go back into one proportion inference, and I'm going to put in these numbers. So I'm going to say that our original proportion was 0.25. And like I said, we had 450. I'm going to draw 1,000 samples, and it might be a little slow. Oh, no, it wasn't good. And then I'm going to put in 0.3 as my statistic. And I'm going to make that two-sided because I'm looking for a confidence interval. So I'm actually not interested in the endpoints and what's significant. I'm interested in the middle section, which is what's plausible. So I'm thinking about the opposite set of data than we thought about before. And you can see right now the p-value is 0.01. So this is telling me that in my setup, my statistic, and let's change it to proportions, is of 0.3 is surprising. It's not one of the plausible values. Then I am going to, it's not one of the plausible values if pi is 0.25. So now I'm gonna just slide this around, and I'm looking at my p-value. I'm looking for it to become 0.05 because that's the cutoff I want. And it is not as sensitive as I wish. I'm going to start with 0.048. Let's go with that. So if I look here, I can see my pi value is 0.259. So I'm going to remember that on my one endpoint. And then I'm going to slide the other direction and raise my pi value. And see, now I went way too far. My p-value is 0 and my distribution is gone. I'm going to back it up. And right. It's hard to get the value sometimes. So I'm just monkeying around with this. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's go with this one. So we have 0.04, and you can see that corresponds to a pi value of 0.34. And in my directions, I had suggested that you change this greater than, less than, but you don't have to do that. I realized as I played around with this that that was unnecessary. I thought it would affect how the red was looking, but it doesn't. So again, you're moving this around. You're trying to get a 0.05 value from from moving to the left and from moving to the right to give you endpoints. And so we have 0.259 on the left. We were right around this area, and then 0.347 on the right. So let's go back to the other applet and compare them. So I have to put this in again. I had 450, 135. It calculates P for me. And then if you look at the confidence interval, see, we had 0.259, and this is 0.2577, very close. And then we had 0.347, and this is also very close. So those are two different ways that you can calculate a confidence interval.